What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Overdose, where we show red pill content to people not really used to it. Now, so far, have you got a sense
a little jest to it, yeah.
A little jest to it, okay. But now this one is coming from a woman herself, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
All right, now, what's your name? Yeah, introduce yourself, because some people didn't see the first video.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right, well, let's jump right into it.
About your own personal experiences. And I'll say this from my own perspective, because your brain adapts with each experience.
That's great.
So what happens is that, and this is from my personal experience. I think I mentioned this before. I don't know if I said it in the last interview, but I was single. I met a man who was a retired athlete.
Oh, you told me the one
Yes.
that one saying $5,000 on.
No, that's a different one. But this guy, like, he was the flashy guy.
Yeah.
Okay, like the cars, the houses, everything. And what men need to understand is there's guys like this who shine women on. Like they literally lay it on thick. And in that one experience, I dated him for several months, and I started to not like him because he wasn't authentic enough for me. All that flashy stuff is fine to get your attention, but then there's got to be substance.
I see you shaking your head.
No, that's true. Like, it's like same thing with physical the physical of a person attracts you. Like, that's what catches your eye, but then their personality, how they are, that's what makes you stay. So.
And that's what makes you stay. So do you find yourself going towards more people with shinier, as she said, shinier things?
No, I think it's more of when you meet someone, you literally have like 5 minutes to really like get their attention. In my view, like you could see somebody that's attracted to you, and you guys have a conversation. But within those first 5 minutes of that conversation, you are gonna like kind of try to feel it out. Like, do I want to continue this conversation with this person, or would I prefer to just
leave,
walk away?
Got you. So for you personally, it's the first 5 minutes. Is that a thing that you learned throughout your life? Is that somebody taught you this? Where'd you get the first 5 minutes from? That's just weird.
Yeah, I think so. I've met so many people, and it's like the first 5 minutes, I feel like it's like their like introduction, you know? It's like how they started off. So you have to, so I just listen to them, and it's like, some people just say really, men say really corny things, or they're just not themselves.
Okay.
Or they'll be like, are you single? Like, that's not how you start off the first 5 minutes.
I mean, he want to cut out the bullshit. He like, hey, ma, are you single? Like, I'm not trying to fuck her up.
No, I just think the first 5 minutes, regardless, not even just at meeting somebody from the opposite sex, like get to know them, just like anyone, like a friendship. The first 5 minutes, you just know. That's like your introduction. It's like when you read a book.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
They have like in the back, they have the what it's about, basically.
The synopsis. Yep.
And that's like the first 5 minutes of meeting someone. So you're like, do I want to read this book?
Oh, so okay. So follow up question. So in your personal experience, have you been wrong from meeting someone from the first 5 minutes in that impression versus knowing them a little bit later down the road?
Yes, but typically it's like their state of mind at that moment. So maybe somebody could be going through something. Second chances are, I recommend them because you never know. Like somebody could be going through something during that time, or they could be highly intoxicated during that time. You just never know. Okay. I mean, I understand. Yeah, you don't have to completely judge somebody in the first 5 minutes, but in the first 5 minutes, typically, that's how you get to know someone.
Okay.
Got to be like more for me, So I'm getting to know him, and I'm just kind of like.
You see.
What?
She didn't meet him the first 5 minutes. She was like,
and I had a guy best friend, who I'll never forget.
See, the reason I asked that question is because a lot of times I feel like people don't dive deep too fast enough. I feel like people fall in love with potential instead of fall in love with like reality. So that's why I asked you, throughout time, have those 5 minutes been like, you know what, this person is actually a cool guy. When I met him, he was kind of, lame, or, whatever the negative thing is, and then he turned positive.
That kind of also falls back on what we said before about like somebody could say something to you, and then when they get what they want, then you see their true colors. You
Got
know?
you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, so like those first 5 minutes, I guess somebody could be like super nice, just genuinely sweet to you. You're just like, wow, this person is so dope. And then eventually they show their true colors. Okay. So I feel like that kind of also falls in that criteria, just because you just never know.
No, that's what I'm trying to get at, because you just never know. So I don't even judge off the first 5 minutes. I judge off of each time I meet you, and then adds on to, you know, the first time I met you. Because some people just have bad days. Some people just
some people do have bad days.
Yeah. So.
But I feel like also somebody, when you meet someone, at least maybe more women than men, because women, when you first meet them, obviously they're just like, hey, how are you? You know, they want to like get to know you.
Be polite. Yep,
men,
exactly.
It's more like they just go like directly to the question. They're just like,
yeah.
So who are you here with?
So what are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you at? What are you doing after this? Yeah.
What do you think after this?
Yeah.
That's a popular one. And those are the ones you kind of have to be like, I don't know. Do you want to find out? Do you want to like tempt those waters? You never know.
Okay.
Up with that guy, or stopped seeing him, and I met somebody else, and he was like an engineer and like a professor at like a college, and we went on a date, and I came home, and my best guy friend calls me, how'd the date go? And I was like, he's all right, you know, he drives a Ford Explorer, he's da-da-da. And my friend got really quiet, like, what?
Yeah.
And he was like, why did you just say that? He's like, that's not how you talk. That is not you. Yeah. No, what is going on with you? And I literally, he checked me, right?
Yeah.
He checked me, and it was like, just that, with one experience of this shiny, flashy, over-the-top guy, I had taken my preferences and my standards and put them here to say, I deserve.
Yeah. So, Rebecca, let's pause real quick. Let's remember the question I asked you, because I don't want to get lost in this. Let me tell you a story that happens in Atlanta.
Okay.
What happens in Atlanta is that a lot of these guys with money, they, like you said, laid on thick to a lot of different women.
Yes.
But the thing
I
is,
was like one of 10 for that guy.
And so what happens is, a lot of times it's just sex and just casual things. But what happens is the women, they think that this guy really wants to be with them.
Yes.
So now it sets a whole new standard. So
he never wanted to be with me.
So now you have a whole bunch of guys making all these women think, I deserve baller or bust.
This is my new standard.
I see shaking head.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the thing with any men. Not just women.
Not just the flashy ones.
Not just the flashy ones. With any men, I feel like to men is casual. And women nowadays, you know how the whole like
the word
toxic
changing
thing is like the trend to be toxic. I feel like now women are just kind of they're taking it as a joke, but it's really not a joke. Like these men are, most of the men that I know at least, I feel like they're just dating different women, but they're making them feel special, like all of them.
Is that wrong? Is that for you personally? To you personally?
For me personally, it's if you are gonna explicitly date other people while you're having sex with this person repeatedly, not just like once or twice, but like like a couple times a week or whatever the case
regularly,
is. You need to let them know, like, hey, just to let you know, I'm also dating other people. Like, I'm also having casual sex with other people, not just you. Because a lot of men don't do that. They're just like, oh well.
At what point should you let them know? Because I think that's a good follow-up question.
Men? What time
should
men
so let's say we start hooking up and we have sex regularly. I don't know.
And then you have sex with other people. As soon as you have sex with the other person, you need to let them know, like, hey, I'm also doing my own thing. Because it's not like, as soon as you have sex with one other person, you're gonna have sex with other people. You're gonna be comfortable enough to have sex with other people. Okay. So if you are comfortable having sex with another person after you like already have casual sex with one person. Okay. So you personally feel like the person should be upfront and honest about what they're doing. Why shouldn't a girl or female, whoever, the guy, because it could be opposite actually,
just ask, hey, are you having sex with other people? Do you think it's more so the person who's doing it responsibility more than the person, the other person?
Because I feel like yes, I do. I really do. Because me personally, if I'm not asking you, it's because I feel like we're on the same page.
I think that's the problem. I think that because in 2020, a lot of relationships are so different now.
They're so like no one. I feel like relationships now are they're very like they have open relationships.
That's what I'm saying. They have open relationships. They have relationships where they have threesomes. Yes. They have relationships where they polygamy. They have monogamy. They have a whole bunch of different. So that's why I don't like where you said. I don't say anything because we should be on the same page. I feel like it should be more based off of communication and more based off of what you want and what are you looking for at that particular stage in the relationship. But
that's the problem. Most men don't. They're just like, you as a woman, you never know when to ask that. You don't know, like, okay, we've seen each other a couple of times. We continue conversating throughout the week, like, okay, we've already hooked up and we continue to hang out. Okay. So you don't know, like, should I ask, like, you don't want to go on too strong at the same time. So I don't know if I should ask now or if I should just wait a minute and see like what he says, or like as a woman you just never know exactly when to ask. So for me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would think we're on the same page, but then obviously if I see that you are with other people or you have intentions about being with other people, that's when it's just like, okay, well, obviously we're not on the same page and you're doing your own thing and I'm like left like just wondering what's going on.
Got you. Okay. Makes sense.
But I just gotta find the guy who's the good guy and all the other intrinsic stuff that I was missing with this guy. Not realizing, back to apples and oranges, this is not boyfriend material, this is not husband material, this is that F-boy dude that you just play with. But that's not how women think. They don't think like that, so they don't categorize these guys like this. And this is what I saw in matchmaking. They're coming to me wanting that guy with all the other intrinsic values of being faithful and loving and kind and all the other stuff they're looking for that wasn't in that guy. Wow. And I'm like, you're looking for Superman. That doesn't exist. And if it does exist, he doesn't want you. He has too many options and he doesn't want you. Or he's been married for 20 years because he got locked down a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that is a real experience to where the human mind has the ability to have like one experience and now that becomes the standard. That becomes the new norm. Yeah. And if I had not had a friend to check me about it, it's like, you're that little girl from Ohio. Like, cut it out. Do not start acting like this, because he'd been in Atlanta for a long time. And he was like, Rebecca, no, please do not turn into that girl.
Man, and the sad
have you found yourself doing what she talks about, meaning like date one guy and then that becomes like the new standard, so then the next guy, even though he could be a good guy, even though he could be a dope person, you like, he's all right.
Definitely. It's just I have
date.
I have, like, if I date someone or just date someone and for some reason it just didn't work out, like my standard is just to probably just like she said, like, that person obviously was not boyfriend material, husband material, but just because of what he had, you just put your standards up there to like, okay, well, the next person I think has to have
all these,
has to have all these qualities,
plus the other thing that you was missing.
But like, be boyfriend material, be husband material, but in reality, it's like, a person like that has so many options and that makes them not boyfriend material because they know they have so many options. I don't agree with that last part. Okay, because I think that it makes them just looking for the right person to be a boyfriend too. So if you got that many options, you really want to explore, like, this girl has to be this height, this girl has this eyes, get all your physical, then get all your personal. So if you got that many options, you want the entire package just like you are the entire package. Yes, but if you have that many options, you're exploring through your options. And that, because I feel like, I feel like if you have that many options, and I mean, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how men think. I'm thinking about how women think.
Okay.
If a man has that many options, they want to get to know, like, okay, well, she seems like a great person to get to know. So they get to know her, but then they have this one that she also seems like a great person to know. Get to know her, and then she seems like a great person to know. And obviously, like, women looking on the outside are just like, okay, well, even if he does have the capability of being faithful once he is in a relationship, at this moment, he's not in a relationship. So he is trying to, like, he's getting to know other people. But as women, we're not sitting there like, we know he has capability of being faithful. We don't know that. We just see what is being shown to us.
Okay. I can agree with that part. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Reality is, I meet so many girls like that in Atlanta, and they have one or two experiences with a rapper or an athlete, and it creates this whole new standard for men. And then, like you said, they reject so many great men who would be great matches for them because they want, hood Jesus.
I agree. And one of the things that was also I became aware of when my friend was kind of checking me about this is that you literally think that you deserve that just by who you are. So there's this, because all you did was be pretty to get that man's attention. You didn't have to have, if you're a beautiful woman, you didn't have to have anything else going on for you, because they don't care about those things. That dude, the player dude, does not care about anything else. So now, just being a pretty girl, I deserve this. That is so flawed, and it is so jacked up. And
I agree with that. I agree with, because you are pretty, you get attention from people, but it's also, women want a man that has a great job, that does things around the house, that all this stuff. But it does also matter about what you bring to the table. Like, what are you bringing to the table? A man doesn't also just want a pretty face to look at every day. Like,
no. Well, you had me when you lost me.
I get it. You do want a pretty face, but you need more than that. You need more than that.
I agree. Most men actually don't want more than that. They just want a pretty face, to be honest.
But those are the men that aren't going to be faithful to you, because there's a lot of pretty faces.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a woman that has a prettier face or a better body.
I feel like men do need to, I wouldn't say check women, but make sure that they offer more to the table than just their fucking
your
face.
Looks.
Yeah,
that is
just
important.
Face.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we agree to that one.
So you take that experience at 25, and then you start only dating in that direction. Well, then, like you say, by the time she's meeting some really good guys, she's completely dismissed.
And then you add into the social media generation where you maybe be 20 years old and they're sliding in your DMs in mass, sending 100 DMs.
Oh, I got a question. Do you think social media destroyed relationships?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Because before, it's like you had to...
I already know where she about to go with this. Go ahead. I already know where you about to go with this. Go ahead. Talk to him.
Before, you had to meet someone. You had to see if they were willing to cheat, or you had to meet someone. It was an in-person thing. It was a vibe thing. It was you go out, you're not with your girl. Now you slide into those DMs. You like a couple pictures. And if they retaliate, they like your pictures back.
You already know what time it is. Exactly.
And that's a wrap. And everybody became so available to everybody else.
Yes, as well as you start to see everyone that's around you. You start to see all the options you do have available.
Have around you.
Yeah. Yes. So now it's like, oh, you know what? Damn. Like, this girl doesn't, I don't know, make me sandwiches. You know what? Fuck this bitch. Let me go on my Instagram and find someone else, and then boom, it's so easy to jump to this person, to that person when you have all these different options. So you feel like social media really destroyed
I feel like social media ruined relationships that probably, honestly, were not going to last as long as you might think they would have lasted, because
people give
eventually
up
they were going to cheat on you. They just needed to find a way how to.
They
and they found a way. With social media, everybody becomes very easily available. I mean, you can send a message to anyone.
Yeah,
You
celebrities.
can like,
yeah.
you can friend request anybody. You can like anyone in the world who has social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even TikTok. You can message on TikTok, like anything.
I didn't even know you messed with TikTok.
You can. Everybody is reachable.
Okay.
With just your phone.
Yeah, I feel like social media really did put a hindrance on relationships, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
And that is why a lot of relationships don't last nowadays. A lot of relationships, a couple months type. And
Really?
and I feel like a lot of people now are like scared to even be in a relationship because of social media.
I wouldn't use the word scared. I would say they're much more what's the word?
Alert.
I wouldn't say alert. I would say much more. They want what they have. They want what they deserve. So if they feel like, you know what, I don't care if all these girls around me are ugly. I see on Instagram what I maybe can get. Let me go try to get that. So I wouldn't use the word scared to be in a relationship. I would say they're much more choosing of who they in a relationship with.
For men.
Not for
I
women.
think for women.
It's different.
Are more like,
Talk to 'em.
we do not, personally, it's like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I feel like I would ever get played or ever feel like I would ever, or like, okay, let's get into it. The whole liking people's pictures.
Okay.
I think that's ridiculous.
What do you mean? Hold on, wait, what? Hold on, wait, what? What do you mean?
No. I think it's ridiculous when women get mad at men for liking.
Oh,
pictures.
okay, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yes,
it's a picture.
Exactly. I agree.
But also there is respect that comes into play, which is obviously if you go into a woman's Instagram and you start liking a whole bunch of her pictures, you obviously want.
So what's the limit of pictures that we can like?
I mean, if they post it, you can like it, but don't go into her actual page and start liking all of her pictures because you're just asking for attention at that point.
Yeah, first of all, don't even do that because it doesn't work. I mean, I'm telling you from experience, that doesn't work. I used to do that for a long time ago. That shit does not fucking work. Like 2 of their pictures, follow them, keep it fucking moving. They don't follow you back, keep it fucking moving. Because you don't want to be that guy, you know, that's like fucking 100 pictures or whatever. It just looks stupid.
Well, there are men that they just like a whole bunch of pictures.
But that's what I'm telling them. Don't do that. Please don't do that. From me to you. If you really want to get
unless they retaliate. If she goes back and starts liking your pictures,
don't even do it.
Don't even do it
then. No, because you don't want to. Because I feel like liking pictures is like giving away a value type of thing. Unless it's somebody that you know. For instance, if it's somebody that I don't know and I'm just liking all their pictures, it's like me giving all my value to them, saying this person is amazing. I
really appreciate the pictures.
Not even appreciate. It's more like a thirstiness type of thing.
Yeah, true.
But if it's only a couple that you like, then it's like, I really appreciate these pictures that you got. You know, hit me up sometime.
Okay.
Type shit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
But then also like, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like me as a woman, at this point, especially with social media being the way it is, and me personally like seeing things.
Okay.
And I have to be very selective with who I would ever think about being in a relationship with.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of women they're kind of more like in the fence about being in a relationship right now because
And
of how
I think
social media is taking over.
Yeah.
A lot, like it's taking over everything. Like
because women have more options. I know we get off the tangent of this video, but women have more options. They have OnlyFans now. They can get paid for just posting regular pictures. OnlyFans is not for. I mean, all of OnlyFans is not for just nudity. You can just have regular pictures and still make bank. I know people personally who make bank off OnlyFans that don't even post nude pictures. So it's just a lot of it's more power to the woman that social media brought.
Yes,
that's what I feel like.
It's more power to the woman, but like to a woman when she is. I want to say more to like a woman when she is single, independent. More power to them. But I feel like when women are right now in a relationship, they're kind of more paranoid. Like. Whose pictures was he liking? Who did he follow?
Gotcha.
Why did he subscribe to her OnlyFans? Like all of that stuff.
Don't do that, fellas.
Because
I promise you
when they're more in a relationship, they're more like paranoid. They're
Grabby,
just more like
jealous,
they need to
more
know what's
insecure.
going on with their man.
Yeah.
When
exactly.
you're a single woman, you can do what the internet is yours. You do whatever you want. You can post whatever you want. You can have anything you want. You can like everything is on there. You can have any application you want. it's obtainable.
Yeah, it's you have to pick of the litter with Tinder, with Bumble, with all these other places.
Everything. It's all yours. You can meet anyone. But that's the thing, like, it has its pros and its cons, because then when you're in a relationship, you're just like, well, the same way I was able to do it, there's a whole bunch of other women that are able to do it.
True.
And now I have to be
fighting for your man if he's a high value person.
Kind of like paranoid, like hopefully
they not doing
my
something.
Man isn't doing like the stuff that other people are doing, towards me, or like trying to get with me or any of that. So
okay, all right.
Day. So now you got a DM from freaking J.R. Smith, or some super celebrity. Now all of a sudden that feeds your value. I remember there was this, and we got to get back to the advice for the guys. But I remember there was this girl on Tinder, and she had a picture of her next to Odell Beckham, smiling.
That was her pick.
And her caption was, "I effed Odell Beckham. Get on my level."
Oh my God.
So because
are you serious?
Would that work for a guy?
I hope not.
No, I'm saying you. So if you scrolling through and you see a guy, I don't know, has sex with, who is your celebrity like woman crush?
I don't know if I have one.
Okay, who's someone that you look up to as a celebrity woman?
What's her name? Margaret Robbie?
Okay, so what if a guy had a picture with Margaret Robbie, whatever her name is, and she was like, I fuck Margaret Robbie, get on my level. Would that interest you?
You're so corny. I was like, that's so dumb.
Okay.
If a woman had a picture with Odell Beckham.
No, I would just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just dumb. That's honestly corny. Like, don't ever do that. Okay. Nobody ever.
The reason I ask because men and women are different. It's like women actually like men who gets more women. Guys really don't really care.
I feel like that's a superstition. Men, the same way how men. Okay, both sides. You want. I feel like it's more tempting. You want what you can't have.
Okay, I agree with that.
That's true. People want what they can't have. If somebody's paying attention to you, you're just like, well. It's kind of cute. But then when they ghost you, you're just like, oh my God, I can't wait for them. Like, can they text me? Can they call me? Yeah. You just want the attention because you're able to have it, but they're just not giving it to you. You're just like, they're making you try to work for it.
Right now, fellas. That's why you should be on your purpose. That's why you should be doing your work. That's why you should be working. And text these women back when you're ready. Not, as soon as they text you, you're texting back. Yeah.
Yes. Same thing for a woman too, though. Because these men think that, that you text back within 2 minutes. Like, no, you don't have to do that either. Same thing with men, like women and men. You want what you can't have. You want to work for it, even if you don't want to say you want to work for it.
Okay, so question right now: if a guy has no girls that likes him, all your friends like, he just average, would you like him? Yes or no?
But if I liked him, like.
Yes.
To me,
would you like him?
To me, he had a good personality. I would like him. I would like him.
Okay.
But I've also been in a situation when it's like, example, I didn't really find this person attractive when I first met them. I was kind of like, okay, they're okay. They're okay. Then I started to get them know them more, and I'm just like, well, I guess they are more, they're just like their personality makes them more attractive maybe than their physical. Okay. But then you started noticing like cute things about their face or whatever the case is. And at first they gave you their attention, and then they just take it away, and you're just like,
it's the game's fun.
What happened? And that just makes it makes you want their attention more. You're just like,
their validation, their attention.
What is going on? You're left in in the ghost zone. You're just like,
okay. So play your game, fellas. Now this video getting long, so let's try to finish it up.
I'm going to say that picture, but so she literally was under the idea because I had sex with this guy. Now I'm on this top-notch chick level, and you guys gotta get on my level. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, it's changing.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's real. I mean, what you're talking about is very real. Now, back to the fellas' advice. So this is why I said you have to mind your experiences. Because what happens is that men chase girls like that, the baddies, who've had those experiences with those tricking off dudes. And now you're chasing behind the girl, but you're not on that level. So now here comes rejection. Here comes you feeling like you're not good enough. Here comes
Man.
affecting your self-esteem.
He's like, I feel it.
Exactly.
But now you sleep with one baddie.
If you get lucky.
If you get lucky. You become friends with one baddie, and you're like secretly in love with her, but she's friend zoned you a long time ago.
Yep.
But you hang around her, you see her. That becomes your subconscious standard for what you want.
Wow.
And what the epitome of everything. And you now they do the same thing that the women were doing in matchmaking. They're saying, I want a baddie, but I want her to have all the virtues and intrinsic personalities and values that's missing from my friend.
Yes.
They do the exact same thing, and they don't realize it when they're doing it, because it's like you're opening yourself up to this experience, and now that becomes your standard. Now you want a stripper body, but you want Mother Teresa in a stripper body. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You know, with like you say, social media and everything, the baddies and their profiles on Instagram and everything else. They got so many men coming at them, you know, they don't know if they're coming or going. But yet now that's what you like.
Yeah.
Because you've created an appetite and a standard for this that is here. And now you always chasing it, but then you're saying women are like this, women are like that. When I hear men talk about, and very overly generalized, women are like this, women are like that, I'm like, who you chasing? Who are
All right, so to put a button on this entire thing, do you check yourself, or you have your friends check you when you do certain things like this?
It depends. If I know, I'm like, okay, I'm literally bugging. Like, I need to stop, because it depends. When you know that if you're just blinded and you're just like talking to your friend and you're just like, hey, I need this and this is going on with my life. Why is this person, or why is that person not listening, or why is that person not paying attention to me? They're just like, well, because they, like, honestly, if they wanted to, they would have. Okay. And that's where it goes. That's where it goes from the beginning. If like they're chasing people that they who knows if they'll be with them. If that person wanted to pay attention to them, I'm pretty sure they would have. If they know you're interested, they're gonna pay attention to you.
I agree 100%. So, yeah, me personally, you just got to always check yourself. You got to always be humble. Because just because you got a model before, don't mean you're going to get a model the next time. Just because you got whatever, like you said, stripper body before, doesn't mean you're going to have, the whole package type thing.
And you have to think about personality at the same time.
Yes.
A pretty face, it's not going to get you that far.
But start with a pretty face. Make sure you start with a pretty face, though. Because I just hate guys that settle too much, because
same thing as women settle so much because
I don't know about that. I don't feel like women settle as much as men do.
I've seen women that I'm just like, you're gorgeous, you are literally a goddess, you are like, wow, and you're just with some guy that's literally like mediocre, he's just there. Women settle because I feel like women sometimes think that they can't get more than what they have.
That's both sides, that's both sides.
In both sides, I guess. But I feel like, I don't know, especially in Atlanta. I feel especially in Atlanta, I see it so much. The ratio between men and women, women are better looking in Atlanta than men.
Maybe.
That's how.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
I feel like if somebody settles,
but it's not about looks for men. Like, it's about personality, it's about money, it's about status,
also,
it's about power.
personality.
I'm talking about looks is literally like down here for most women. I mean, you can literally get away with just money, looks, and status. With just status and power and stuff like that without looks. Like, you could be almost ugly, but as long as you got your hair cut, your hygiene good, you in good shape, but you got status, game over.
That's very true.
Yeah,
I see a lot of women in Atlanta, a lot. If you have money,
I'm telling you, as if you have money or if you have status.
Yes.
You got a blue check mark on Instagram, you good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Now, where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Rivas, RIVAS, Karen, KAREN 327.
All right, and if you like this content, make sure you click the link in the description below for Patreon. It's your boy Don Jaye. We out. Peace.